All right, in this particular video, we're going to be talking about how to structure your new solopreneur business for maximum profit and for maximum survival. The number one goal of being in business is to stay in business. Okay, if you're trying to do the best by your standards, working very hard, but if your business does not survive, due to some tactical issue like structuring, then it's going to be a big tragedy, and all your life you're going to be doubting yourself whether what you did was right or not, and whether you were good enough or not, whether you worked hard enough or not. Okay, my name is Dr. Rajat Sinha. I'm a medical doctor turned product strategist. And when I quit my hospital job in order to go into business, first I started a health products business, which did not work. And then I went into import export consulting, where we were providing a service to other larger companies. And that business worked for a little bit, but then it got washed away in the 2008 market crash. And then I had to go back to a job and actually work under a mentor as in a job where my mentor Gurdeep, he was able to teach me over 10 years how businesses are to be structured, how they have to be grown. And then when I took all of this learning back into building a business, then my business succeeded and actually went back into health products retailing first. And I wanted to go back and really test that model out, and it worked out for me. And since then I've been teaching the model of solopreneurship, and today my coaching business and my agency is also doing very well. So I hope that the learnings that it has taken me more than 15 years to have, and that I'm sharing through the means of these videos, are of use to you. And I just want to share with you that a lot of new businesses actually fail, and the worst part that happens is the founders end up doubting themselves and wondering what is it that they didn't do right, or whether they worked hard enough. And mostly it doesn't have to do with your hard work or your being right or anything like that. It just has to do with minor structuring principles that are not probably even taught in MBA colleges. And in the real life of hard knocks, you probably get to learn them. So let's go ahead. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the example of Nike, for example. Now, all of us probably know the athletic shoe company Nike from the movie, or the Air Jordans, or the movie Air that was recently released. But that is just one aspect of Nike. Much later than their tie-up with Michael Jordan for the Air Jordans, Nike in the 2000s came right back and established themselves as the dominant company, and actually beat out their other rivals like Reebok and all, hands down. Not because they had the best products, or they had the best distribution, or because they had the best brand name. They did something very, very innovative, which today all of us can learn from. And today this is the de facto model if you want to work in the age of Aquarius, especially if you're a solopreneurship you are running the business on your own funds and on your own savings. Okay, so what exactly did Nike do? I'm just going to read out directly from ChatGPT over here. It says that Nike and Adidas have successfully built worldwide customer loyalty by strategically leveraging online communities connected through their apps. They didn't sell products, they created ecosystems of belonging, gamification, and purpose driven experiences. Okay, belonging, people felt belonging to the company, to a company that they're buying shoes from. Okay, gamification, we're going to see what is gamification. And purpose driven experiences, that means Nike gave the purpose to people that you're part of something bigger as a community, and this belonging, you're part of something bigger, and that's what people aspired to, and that's why they ended up buying more of their products. So what exactly did they do? And this happened in the 2000s, much later than the Michael Jordan deal. Okay, so power of purpose and program. Nike Training Club and Nike Run Club apps, very important. Free tools for training, guided workouts, running challenges, and professional coaching for free. Progress tracking. Okay, community features like leaderboards, challenge participation, and social sharing. Social and emotional triggers, just do it, community spirit. Focusing on empowerment and pushing limits. In-app encouragement, users received motivational messages, progress badges, and community cheers. Social proof, shared user success stories, built community motivation and viral sharing. Gamification, Nike Run Club added monthly challenges, distance goals, and rewards. Integration with product sales. Product suggestions in the app based on user activity. So that means after you've run 100 kilometers, the app is automatically going to give you an upsell or something like that. Exclusive drops and early access to gear for app users, VIP feel. So they created a VIP layer. I'm just going to go all the way down. What made both brands win? Apps as ecosystems, community first approach, gamification, purpose integration, product tie-in, lessons for solopreneurs and startups. Hello. Build an emotional story around the customer's journey, not your product. Let the community be the hero. create the leaderboard culture, gamify micro successes to drive consistent user behavior, and offer rewards that feel exclusive and purposeful. So how does it matter if you're offering a service? How does it matter if you're selling a product? How does it matter if you're a consultant in some kind of MNC and you want to start your own consulting business privately? How do you structure your business for maximum profit and, more importantly, maximum survival? Because survival is the ultimate truth and the proof of business. If you can survive the first year, if you can survive the first 5 years, then you're going good. Then whatever you want is going to be coming to you. You can achieve any goal. Okay. The number one goal of business is to stay in business. Okay. So with that, let me just show you a 3-tier model that has been working for us for the last 5 years and many of our clients, and over 100 of our client studies are available on a YouTube live streams. You can just go check them out. And let me just quickly share with you what is that 3-tier model over here. Okay. So now, first is you start with information products. Why do you start with information products? Is because first of all, information products has zero cost of goods sold. Zero cogs. So just go back to my previous videos and watch how do we do accounting for a new business. Accounting is very, very important. If you do not have finance skills are second only to sales and marketing. First of all, you need to be a sales and marketer. Second, you need to have good finance accounting. Okay. It doesn't matter how much passion you have for the actual product you're selling or whatever. The passion has to be translated. If you truly have passion for your product or service, you need to learn the marketing and sales for it, because if you're passionate, you're going to learn it. And the second thing is you got to run the numbers and figure out what is the real truth. How much money am I making? How much money am I keeping? Okay. So information products, there is zero cost of goods sold, so you can scale very fast. And secondly, today, in the age of internet, social media and smartphones, information sells faster than hard products. Information sells faster than hard products. People are more interested in getting the right information because they don't want to create too much clutter in their lives. There's way too much of this clutter being pushed into them by Nike and Amazon and all of these little micro selling apps. Okay. People, in fact, even before they take a 1,000 rupee decision, they are more likely to take a 3,000 rupee coaching class or something, which helps them grow internally. Just watch my last video, which was about self actualization or self improvement. People want to improve themselves first before they go ahead and consume a bunch of products. And what Nike did was they created a shared community inside their apps where you could be running, you could be entering your details, how much I ran today. There would be other people entering their details. There would be a worldwide ranking. Are you in the top quartile, second quartile, whatever it is? And there would be a certain number of miles assigned. If you have run so many miles, you enter, you get some VIP feel. They give you something, some points, some leaderboard or something like that. Okay. So what is happening is people want to become rather than have or consume. Okay. So more people are wanting to become. How do they become? Through information products. That is the first layer. The second thing is the community layer. Let me see where I am over here. Okay. The second thing is the community or progression layer, where you can embed your products. What is the progression layer? You can create certain challenges. You can create a 30-day challenge, 60-day challenge, 90-day challenge. Works like a charm because people want to be hanging out with other people on the same journey as them. Okay. The social incentive is way more than any other incentive today. People are very isolated. They feel distracted. They have lost touch with their school friends, college friends. They want to be in that environment where they can feel free like a child again, even if they're 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. So you can create such a community online and have a challenge which gives them progression, which is they are on that journey to become whoever they want to be. And in there, you can embed your products. Okay. The next is once they have consumed layer 1 and layer 2, then you can bring in your products on a subscription, or you can have your service, which could be monthly recurring or whatever it is. Okay. So you can have a subscription service at this layer. Now, usually what happens is the ideal thing that ends up happening most often is that the product flow goes from top to bottom, which means people consume the information first, then they go into either community, or they may also go directly into subscription or service. That is also fine. But you can have different entry points, which is you can have people entering the information products layer. You can have people entering the community or progression layer directly. You can have people entering the subscription or service directly also. But it's very important to have all three layers, because the three layers will help you to recover the cost of customer acquisition. Very important. When you're going out to acquire a customer, it is costing you money regardless of whether you're getting them for money or not. So if you are a person who's going out onto the street or meeting people randomly or just taking some references and doing cold calls or something like that, it has a cost. If the cost to run, you are the solopreneur, the cost to run your household, the cost for you to survive on this planet is, let us say, 2 lakh rupees a month, and you spend all your time getting 15 prospects, then the cost per prospect was 2 lakh rupees a month divided by 15. Okay, so roughly 14. So 14,000 rupees is what it costs for you to get a prospect. Or you can choose to buy the prospect from a list broking agency or run some Facebook ad yourself, or whatever it is going to cost. How do you recover all of these costs? You recover them by having a very deep funnel where you have different formats in which people can purchase your products. Okay. So all of these 3 layers are chargeable layers, and people have the option to go from one layer to another. Usually works from info to community to subscription, but you can have different entry points in this funnel as well. Okay. And info product is usually a do-it-yourself product with minimal service. Community and progression is a done with you. You can probably spend some time in the actual challenge, and then you have a subscription or service, which is a done for you, where you can actually, your team and your employees and all of this starts coming in. Now, if you go top to bottom, which is you service the information products yourself, hardly any services required, and you service the community and progression yourself from your laptop, you can do that. Then at the done for you level, it creates enough profits that you can actually have a team that does all of this stuff, and you don't need to look at them because the culture is set, the customer expectation is set. And then if you've built a good team, then you'll have zero problems with service levels. You can run a very, very high profit company in shared services. You can run a very high profit company in subscription products, and usually such companies, they hardly make about 15-20% of profit, but you can even run your company at 40-50% profit. Okay, in my company also, once people have set that expectation with me and that trust is built in the information products layer, when they go down to the subscription service, there is absolutely seamless integration where my employees and all of those guys, they pretty much have a hands-off delivery where the customer's expectation usually does not get violated. There are no too many support calls and things like that. All of these issues that you have with support level, that does not occur. So you absolutely save on the cost for that. You can run with a very lean team, and you can maximize your revenues just by maximizing the exposure of the information product, which it's just a game of running more advertising, for example. Okay. So that's the ideal layer. Now, the reason I shared with you that my earlier businesses failed was that I was actually investing my time in getting the subscription service. So I was in both my businesses, first in my health products business, and then in my consulting service for import export business. I was actually spending a lot of time finding the clients, and then I was spending a lot of time serving the clients. So my time is getting invested in both the categories. I'm not really building a brand. I'm not really able to hire any employees or anything like that. And then I'm getting stretched, and then the market goes for a tailspin and I'm out of the game. Okay. In today's times, if the market goes for a tailspin, I can always use my pent up profits to expand my information products layer, limit my spend that I'm doing in my hard costs in my employee or cost of goods sold. So just look at that particular video where I've talked about cost of goods sold and customer acquisition cost, and you will be able to understand a lot more about what I'm talking about. Okay, we call this the avatar model, and if you go ahead and search Dr. Rajat Sinha and put the name avatar in the comments box, you'll see I've done a lot of publications. I've also been able to present this model in front of ministers. I've been able to win awards and things like that. And this is primarily a model that works in the tribe building for self-actualization industry. Okay, so if you're looking to do a purely tactical model or purely transactional model, this may not work for you. There's a lot of founders' energies involved in the last 4 or 5 years, in the first 4 or 5 years. Like I have completed 5 years in this business, and it has been very, very self-driven. So I will not like to misguide you or anything. There's not any passive income or anything for now. So it's 100% active income. So if you're like somebody who says, "Oh, I only want passive income," then then probably this model may not work for you, because this is personality driven, at least for the first minimum 2 to 3 years. Okay, and I'm going to be making my next video on active income versus passive income. If you're in any of these things where you've been sold an idea of passive income, then I would just like to clear your thoughts on that front also in my next video. So please hang around and watch my next video as well, which will be dropping another 2 or 3 days from now. Okay. With this is it for this video. I hope you liked it. What are your questions? Please let me know in the comments below, and I look forward to meeting you in the next video. See you, man. Bye-bye.